I'm Becky Miller.
I'm Marissa Larson.
Welcome to
The Real Part Podcast.
So today we are going to talk about balance.
And how we've perfected it, obviously.
Totally. It doesn't exist. Balance does not exist at all.
It does not. So
It's something that we've had to learn along the way for sure.
Yes. And I think you should tell the listeners how you came to realize this.
Okay. So I feel like this is a question I get a lot when I teach classes or when I have taught classes, just like in Q&As. It's like, how do you balance it all? Because there was a point where I had a salon, a brand new product brand, still doing education, and I'm also a mom to 2 kids. So doing all of that was very, very difficult to do it all well.
Yeah. Or people assume, they'll just be like, how you're doing amazing. You're doing it all.
Right.
And you're just in the back of your
Because we live in
head.
the world of Instagram,
Yes,
right? And like
yes.
all you see is the highlight reel, and I'm not going to show you the times I'm crying or the times my
Exactly.
kids are like, why are you on your phone? Or my salon that's struggling or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to show all of that. So I do think
But we're going to focus
it's a
on the
hot
real
topic.
part, you know?
Yeah, but this is the real part for sure. So I think back to when I was a stylist working in my suite, specifically have this memory of working really, really hard. I've always been a hard worker. It's a service-based industry. I think you need to grind it out. There's a time and place
Yeah.
for that. And I think I just grinded it out a little longer than I had to. And I got to the point, it was like holiday season. I was working 9 to 5. I had an assistant. I was making no money. Like, why am I think my totals that day were like $800 before I paid an assistant and all of my product and stuff. And I came home and I was just in tears. I was exhausted. And I was like, Matt, I can't do this anymore. Like, I have to make a change. And shortly after that,
I think we need to add, if you're not a hairstylist, this isn't just mentally, this is physically as well. Your
Yeah.
body, after days like that, unwell.
yeah, it's definitely one of those careers that you have to grind it out, but you have to do it smart enough to where you can find balance later on.
Yeah.
But it is balance is a really hard thing. I don't know if you ever
I
find
interrupted
it.
you though. You came home, you were talking to Matt.
Yeah, and I was like, it's time. I have to increase my pricing and I have to slow it down. And I think that was the biggest price increase ever. Some services were like five. Some services were like $100
More.
increase. Yeah.
Because you hadn't increased in a while either.
Yeah.
It was like this realization you came
Totally.
to.
I mean, this was probably before COVID, if I remember correctly, but it was right before that. And I was like, okay, we have to do this.
Yeah.
So we did it and it was fine. And I really didn't lose that many people. So I was still busy, but I was able to get off work, get home to my
Totally.
family, things like that.
So your realization of balance was you weren't doing it, but to have quote unquote balance,
Yeah.
you were essentially giving up clients.
Yeah.
Like not a lot because everyone
I
loves
was giving
you.
up, the quantity of clients.
Exactly. So you
right?
were trying to do it all. You're realizing this isn't working. Like you can't do it all. So
No.
you cut back on where you could. You made a sacrifice where
Yeah.
you could to fill up this bucket or whatever. And I
Yeah.
think we can take that and pretty much it works in anything in your life, motherhood, whatever. I always go back to this story that I heard where there's always going to be dishes in the sink. It just depends when you want to do them. If
Yeah.
you're going to do them, they will always be there. So you can think you're figuring it out, but they're going to come back. So I feel like with your time, you have to figure out where am I going to sacrifice and where am I going to focus? And that is something that I don't know about you, but I'm still figuring it out. And
No,
I don't think
yeah.
we ever do.
Yeah, I think this is probably the biggest problem for people that are like us or other just people that are ambitious.
Especially
have
this
ideas.
season, like in your
Yeah.
30s, a family, kids.
Yeah. And you have ideas and visions of a business,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And so you have to hustle, but it's a hard balance. I think being female, having kids, to be a good mom, but also follow your dreams. I think that's probably the hardest thing.
Totally. And I think for me, when I came to this realization of trying to find balance, I was I had like my burnt out phase, but it was a little earlier on. And then I 180'd and I went to, I'm going to delegate everything. I'm going to hire out because I craved balance so much at home because again, I had my babies really close in age, like back to back to back, 4 kids. So after I had my second really close, I was like, I want to be home. I am valuing right now in this season to be home. But in return, I had to make that sacrifice of making, what were we saying before? I wasn't
income.
making like a career steady income. I was making an income that I was comfortable with to be able to have more time at home. But again, that's a sacrifice. I could have been making way more if I was grinding it at work, if I was working more hours. So just falling back on the balance doesn't exist. It's where you want to choose to focus your time and energy on at that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the bigger question is not how do I balance it all? It's where do I want to focus my energy on?
And when is it necessary? When is it not? Deciding for your journey what to do. So kind of take us back to different seasons on where you were focusing more time or energy, or do you feel like it's all been consistent?
No, I'm all over the map. Like that's
like, would you say
it's a
your
constant
balancing
balance.
is weekly? Is it quarterly? Is it daily? Kind of break it down for us.
Oh, this is a hard one for me
so
to
that
answer.
anyone that's listening can relate, because I feel like we all kind of have a different recipe, and I think mine's different than yours.
Yeah, I think I'm better about giving advice on this than I am taking it myself, to be
Totally.
honest. Like I think if a stylist came to me and was like, how do I balance this? I would be
Can
looking
tell you what
at
to do and what
yeah,
I'm not
I think
doing.
I would be looking at what is like your demand like. Maybe you can increase your pricing and you can slow down a bit and still make the same amount. You know, someone
Or-
who's like owning a salon, like I could give you advice on that. But for me, I have so many different things that it's a balancing act constantly, almost on a daily of what do I need to accomplish today? And I'm a big list person to be able to accomplish those
Should
things.
we let the listeners know that we're both ADD?
Yeah, seriously.
Meaning we like to be doing a lot of different
Yeah.
things. Like
Yeah,
we
our capacity
enjoy
is
it.
bigger than I
Yes.
think other people's. Like my cup is big.
Yes, so we do get overwhelmed, but I would
It takes a
say
lot
it
to get
takes
me
a
there.
lot, and that's why we're doing so much.
Yes. I think that is probably a fundamental difference sometimes when someone's like, oh, how do you do it? I'm like, oh, I live for that.
Because my brain is always doing so much,
Right.
so I might as well make those things, I don't know, income.
Yeah. And I think like all entrepreneurs kind of have
Yeah,
that. A lot of
it's a
hairstylists
similar-
just being that side of the brain and being more creative. Like you tend to
Yes.
be, you like to be
And
stimulated.
it's
all
funny
the time.
because for a long time I was like, wait, is everyone just ADD? But I realized you kind of become who you're surrounded with. And I'm around entrepreneurs, hairstylists.
Yeah.
I'm around like-minded people.
Right.
So we all have that similar, I don't know.
all your friends are like just as crazy as you, you know?
Most of them. I
great.
have my core, that keep me a little more
Yeah.
grounded. But
I married mine, so
Yes,
he balances
exactly.
it out. I'm like, what do you mean? You don't want to
mean
stay
you're
up till
calm?
midnight? Do the
Goes to bed at
spreadsheet?
8:30. I'm
Yeah.
like 2 a.m. Great. Okay,
Great.
sorry, I went
Started a new business while you were sleeping. That's so
We're
funny.
the same. I'm like, I just had an idea at 2 a.m. What do you
He's
mean
like,
you didn't?
Like
Like,
you did it?
oh my gosh.
God, we
Okay.
went off.
So
Okay, hold on.
you take it, but I took us away for a second.
It's okay.
You decided you can give better advice on this, but you're
Yeah.
still figuring it out. But how do
Definitely,
you
I think I'm
figure
still
it out?
figuring it out. Just on the daily, I think for me,
Like,
it's on
what's
the
the
daily.
goal for the
Yeah.
day?
Yeah. What
Pretty
is the
much?
goal for the day? And kind of seasonally, I feel like it's multifaceted in that way.
Yeah.
Like I
Like, you have your
daily
quarterly-
am trying to take step by step, but I have goals quarterly, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like I know in this quarter of the year, this needs to get accomplished. So what do I need to do today
Probably
to get
both.
there?
In hair, as a
Yeah.
business owner, as a stylist, because
Yeah.
you're still doing hair behind the chair
Yes.
and running a commission salon.
Yes.
Then you're getting these ideas for modern foil, all these different things.
Yeah.
So you have like probably your goals for each bucket.
Yes.
And then you have your daily buckets. And then
And learning delegation is where this
Mm-hmm.
will come in of like who can take that off my plate without running my business without me being a part
because
of
you
it.
like to have the control, a lot
yeah.
of the control.
Yeah, that's a hard thing for me.
And that's where Becky and I differ. It's really easy. I feel like I'm really good with the ideas and what I think would be amazing in XYZ all the time. But for me to execute it and to
Yeah.
hone in on it is really difficult for me. So delegating for me comes naturally and easier. But for you, you struggle giving up that control. And I think that's cool that we can give people both of those perspectives.
Yeah. I think the control holds me back sometimes. Like that's a lesson I've learned of like, okay, if you can't physically, mentally, all these things do it yourself. If you don't delegate it out, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's something that
And
I've had
then
to
on
learn
the
for
flip
sure.
side, there's a lot
That's
of
the
things.
real part.
And that's the real part. And on the flip side, being someone that does delegate a lot, A, you aren't making as much because you're paying for these people. And B,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that can get swept under the rug, or things that you are blindsided by that you didn't know were happening, you know,
Yeah.
little things like that. So again, there's no real balance for that. It's kind of just,
Yeah.
what would you rather have?
Yeah. Tell me about your
Personality.
time. What's your story?
I will bring it back to, when Glow Beauty started getting bigger, I was full blown education, right? We were traveling. They were doing like tours. When would you say this was? 23 or 24? 23, 24.
Yeah.
It was like at its height. Because I even feel like now education is so different. I keep looking at the camera. I don't know why. I feel like education even now is different than it was 2 years ago, at least.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
me.
It evolves every year.
Traveling was so big. You were doing tours. People were buying tickets. That was where literally my main income was coming from. Like not even behind the chair, because I had pulled way back. I was only doing 2 days a week and not a lot of clients per day. But I really loved doing education. So I was traveling. I was doing all these classes. I had my 3 babies at the time. Then I get, surprise, I'm pregnant again with my 4th. And Glow Beauty starts taking off. And I'm like, hold on. We've got the education. I'm pregnant. I got my 3 kids. I've got Glow Beauty taking off. There's a lot going on. And I felt like everything was a big mess.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it was working, but it was almost like it was ready to crash and burn. Each of those, like family, work, stylists. Like, for example, the salon that I had, I just felt like there was so many things I needed to update, or I'm just keeping it real, where there's always like a little things in the background that you guys aren't seeing, or I don't know, Instagram isn't seeing, that are falling apart. And yeah, maybe not completely crashing and burning, but what felt like to me on its way. So finally I decided this isn't working. I'm going to take a step back. And this was so hard and scary and almost sad for me, because I do love educating. Like I have such a passion for it, and I don't think I'm done forever. But last year I completely just stopped. I stepped away. I decided I can't do this anymore. Like booking these classes, traveling, I didn't have the energy. So I sacrificed that so that I could fully jump into Glow Beauty. And I ended up taking a day strictly. And this is what's so funny, is I kind of thought like Glow Beauty will just always be like, am I working? Am I not? Like I'll just do it in the background. Joke's on me. You can't just be working in the background on your biggest passion project that's you know, becoming successful.
Well, it's still in the baby phase. Really,
yes, like I need
scheme.
to grow. Like as an entrepreneur, you have to grind. And I just was walking through this journey as like, no, I hardly want to work. I want to work smarter. I don't want to work harder.
Yeah.
And there was this big like aha moment where yes, you can work smarter, but you also have to work freaking hard. And I chose Glow Beauty. Like I'm like, hey, I'm choosing you. This is it. And guess what? I make shit money, for lack of better words. Like, but I'm okay with it. I've come to this peace of mind that for a minute,
that's the phase you're in.
Yes,
sure.
This is my season. I am growing this to what I believe it can become. And I'm still doing hair because I'm always going to be in the industry. I love it. It's like what fuels me to make tools better and look beautiful and work great. But Glow Beauty is like my passion right now and what I'm giving my all to. So a lot of words just to say that you're always sacrificing something.
Yeah.
And I don't think people talk about that. I think it's always rainbows and butterflies. I'm doing so much.
Yeah, totally. What made you decide what to sacrifice? So when you have all of these balls you're balancing,
like
right?
question.
Like when did you decide this is the one, I'm going to set all these down to focus on this one?
Yeah.
How did you come to that answer?
So I came to this answer by figuring out my personality. And early in this world, I shouldn't be messing with my water bottle while I'm saying this, sorry. I'm like, early on in this adventure of being an entrepreneur and running businesses, I stepped back, and I don't know if you guys are familiar. I talk about this on social media sometime, but I am so obsessed with the Enneagrams and finding out your personality, your how you work, what fuels you, what lights you up. And it has changed my life And I am someone, and this sounds dumb to say out loud because the listener will be like, well, duh. I cannot do anything unless it lights me up or like gets me excited. I just don't give it my all. Yeah, I'm going to do it in the background, but if I'm not excited about it, it overwhelms me. I procrastinate it. I don't give it energy. So I am always doing things that bring me joy. And I know that sounds selfish and crazy, but if you think about it, shouldn't everybody be spending their time doing that? And why are we wasting our time on the other stuff?
Right.
So I love hair, but guess what I love more? Glow Beauty right now. So that is why I'm choosing to fill my bucket, because I know that is like where I'm going to work the hardest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's the hard, honest truth.
Yeah.
And then obviously, day by day, the goal is always to be with my kids and spend the most time with them. But that's just naturally easy for me. I'm always going to want to choose my family.
Yeah.
So, of course, you have to make sacrifices in that way. But for now, I'm like, there's going to be such a short season of growing Glow that I just like want to grind and give it my all. And then I can kind of like step back and be like, hey, I grew you. Now I can, I don't know, step away. I don't want to say sell because who knows what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I guess, the honest truth is it lights me up right now.
Yeah.
And it changes because I'm ADD. What about you?
Totally. Yeah, no.
Like even quarterly, like there could be a time where I come around and I'm like, oh, Glow is just kind of like too much right now. I'm going to like really hone in on hair again.
Yeah.
And like I love all these things still. They matter to me. But it's about what's, I don't know, lighting me up at that time.
Well, and I think that kind of goes back to balance a little bit. Sometimes when people ask me that, I'm like, well, balance is like, what does that mean to you? Because to me, it's not, balance isn't like necessarily equal to self-care.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not someone that craves that.
Yeah.
You know, that's not saying other people might
And
need
at
that,
different
but
times too.
yeah, like my balance isn't taking a day off to go get a massage. My balance is
Giving more to work.
yeah,
or-
my balance is the passion I have when I release a product, when I have a
Totally.
one-on-one with an employee.
That's what lights you
and
up.
they have an aha moment and I watch them, I give them advice, they do what I say and they succeed. That ignites me. So like
Yeah.
the work behind it, yes, I'm up at night. Yes, I have my ups and downs, but the work behind it
mentally-
is what my balance is. I get
Yes.
something out of that.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you want to be real, balance is like how you feel mentally at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling like mentally stable, to me, that's balance. So if you're feeling mentally great doing all of these things, then hey, maybe that's what the real balance is.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean-
balance does exist.
Right. And that's why I'm like, it's such a blanket statement. It's hard. Like if I worked
Yeah.
in a cubicle 9 to 5, would I need balance in the sense of that time for myself? But like I work for myself. I'm building my own dream.
Yeah,
I'm
I
working
love
this
that.
hard, building what I want to do. So the balance
Totally.
is already a little bit there, you know, versus somebody working for somebody else building their dream.
Yeah.
I think it's a little different
And
perspective.
Absolutely. And I think too, like even we were talking about quarterly or daily, and for me, monthly, there's like a week where I'm like, hold on, I'm feeling a little mentally rocky. And I know that that's like the time I want to focus on me or like, I don't know, wellness, self-care. But all those other days when
Yeah.
I'm taking that time or whatever time it is, I'm like, I couldn't do this like every day. Like I
Right,
couldn't pencil this
right.
in all the time because it doesn't matter that much to me.
Yeah.
It's just more so to kind of
Yeah.
get me back on track.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. Like self-care is an important thing.
No, totally.
I think I just
But it's different for everyone.
it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you see everywhere like, no, you should be doing XYZ
Yeah.
per day. And if you aren't, then you're failing. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you have like the
every time I open up
basics.
Instagram just being talked
Yes.
at and told what I should and shouldn't be doing, that I lose track of, well, that's not what I need.
Yeah.
I know what I need. You don't know what I need.
You're trying to
Yeah.
fit one mold.
Yeah. So that's why balance is a
No,
really
I
hard
love
thing
that.
to talk about and to really hit on. But I think just sharing a little bit about what works for us and versus what advice I would give to somebody else. You know?
Totally.
It's different.
And I mean, I don't know how deep we will go on balance, but I'm like to bring in more of like the motherhood. I don't know about you, but maybe it's a personality thing. But I think if you are a good mom, you kind of feel like you're failing at being a mom all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a blanket
I mean,
statement? That's how I feel.
I'm a perfectionist. Everything I do,
Or
I
I
want
just
it to be
always
perfect.
think I can be better is
Yeah.
more so. I know I'm never going to be perfect, but I always want to be doing better.
Yep.
And so I do focus a lot of my time and energy on being a better mom which then puts more pressure to be more balanced at home or with your kids and involved. If I seen this kid enough, am I doing enough at his school? Is like what we're thinking about
well,
in
you
our
have
minds.
4. I only have 2, so
That's not only. I think any kid is.
I just think that's a lot.
It puts a lot of
difference.
that extra
Yeah.
stress on whatever project you're working on.
Right. I'm being divided by 2, you're being divided by 4, you know? I mean, because you want to give them all what they need at different stages of life. And, you know, we have different genders. I have a boy and a girl. And
the ages, I think. Like right now, like they expect and need a lot for me.
Yeah.
And so I do feel like I can, I don't know, relate to those of you listening that have really young kids. Like it is hard and it is a struggle. And I break down and cry at least a week out of the month. If I'm being 100% real with you, I mean, if we're getting really deep, there is a week every month where I want to burn everything to the ground. And then I come up for air and I'm like, wait, I freaking love this.
Yep.
This is what fills me up. If this was taken away from me, I would be mentally unstable every week of the month.
Yes.
And that's what I always go back to. Find like what your passion is to like light you up and keep you going. Mm-hmm. That's all we need in life.
Yeah.
Like something to look forward to, right?
I love that. Yeah.
Even if it's a TV show at the end of the night.
And sometimes that is like,
No,
sometimes
it's
that is my
100%.
balance. Like
Yeah.
I need time alone to quiet my brain because my brain is not quiet.
Never.
So whenever sometimes I get
brain
into
never
that,
shuts off.
I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I need this, you know? And I feel like that can be hard when you talk marriage, kids, whatever, where it's like, how long are you going to stay up? And I'm like, I
for
just
me,
need this hour.
Recharging is being alone.
Yeah.
Like
It is.
some people recharge with people around them. I am someone that recharges completely alone.
Yeah.
Noise off or like a TV show on.
Yep.
Like finding how you can recharge is definitely important.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just being human, I think everybody does need that.
Yeah.
And that is probably part of my balance that maybe I don't know it is, but it
Totally.
is. It's that recharge. And sometimes it is just at night. Like I will
know.
find my little spot on my couch and I need, even if it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever.
Wait, so I didn't
need
know
a
this
minute.
about you. Do you go to bed really late consistently?
No,
I
I'm all over the map. I go through seasons.
Totally.
You know, where I was doing like 5 a.m. workouts and then
I
I was
remember.
going to bed at like 9 o'clock.
But then did you feel like, because I'm kind of in my workout journey where I am like
Yeah.
dedicating, which looking like now I'm like, I cannot do this 2 hours like every morning for
No
the
way.
gym is too much. Like
It's a
I
lot,
love
yeah.
it. It's amazing. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sacrificing all these other things I could be doing
Sure.
at the gym. And like people will look at that and be like, oh my gosh, she's going to the gym. She's doing it all. And I'm like, no, like that's time spent away
Right.
from having a clean house, doing anything else I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like when you choose to be working out or doing these things, you're failing in another area.
And I think this is like the fundamental difference that I always find because I'll read books or I look up to these, you know, men that are like these
These
entrepreneurs and I'm
wellness
like,
journeys.
and I'm like, hold on, you can do all that. And I hate to play like the gender thing, but there is a role of the mother that has to be there so much
so
that,
real.
and I want to be there, but sometimes it's like, oh, you can do that, but I can't do
Yeah.
that. Like my schedule has to ebb and flow to what my kids are doing and what
Totally.
they're
And
doing in
their
their
schedule
life.
changes. It's not
So
consistent.
So
at
I
all.
can't be consistent. So I've had to learn. I constantly
Yeah.
have to re-find a schedule.
And it's funny too
Redo
because
it all the
being
time.
ADD, all we really do crave is consistency, but we can't have it.
And we're both married to
And we-
firefighters
yeah, I was
that
just gonna
have the
add to
most
that.
inconsistent
Fun
schedule.
fact about us, we have all this in common and we are married to firemen.
Yeah.
And their schedule is insane.
Yeah.
But I was also going to add to that I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, where did it
Went
go?
off.
You were talking about before that. Oh, these people that'll get on and say they wake up at 4 a.m. And I'm like, okay, well then you're going to bed at 7. I would love to go to bed at 7, but sorry, my kids don't go to bed till
Yeah.
9.
Right.
And then if I want to have a minute to myself, I've got to stay up, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think they probably have a very, very good support system. I would assume
Yes.
so. Like if they do have kids, like, and their wives are kind of like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
do this, so you can do that. And that doesn't always work for
And
us,
it's
especially with
crazy.
our husbands being gone. So if we have a sick kid and we're up till
Yes.
1 a.m., I'm not getting
And
up
I
at
know,
4 a.m.
and
to
this
work
is not
out.
a pity party. Like you can hire a nanny, you can do all these things.
Sure.
But I am someone that would rather, and I'm not shaming anyone that uses a nanny. I do occasionally and a lot. Like right now, I had to use a nanny to come here, but I would rather be with my kids myself. Like I'm going to
Yeah.
always shoot for that as
Sure.
the goal. Whereas maybe a man, and I'm not throwing men under the bus, they're important, we need men, but they are not going to think so much about the fact that their kid is with a nanny as a mother would.
Yeah.
in
I think
my
just
opinion.
naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's a hot
So,
topic.
Yeah. Maybe we need to delete that, but
Yeah.
that's how I feel personally.
Yeah. When somebody comes to you and they ask about balance, what is advice that you would give them if they're struggling to find it? Let's say they are a hairstylist working behind the chair and they're just burning out.
So I'm going to say what you said. It's always easier to give the advice. And I'm not saying that I am perfectly following this advice, but I would wake up every day and decide what is the most important to me for that day. And it sounds so simple, but that's going to just help your brain keep in check with what you're working on, because it's going to change daily. If you want to step back and do it quarterly, like we were saying, have that quarterly goal. It's important to write things down and to really look outside of your brain. At least for me, there's so much going on all the time, all at once in my brain. I have to write it down. I have to see it. And as someone that is type B, that comes not naturally for me. So it's something I'm always working at and trying to figure out, like, what is important to me today, what is important for me quarterly, and what is like my goal. That's my advice.
Yeah, I love that.
What's yours?
Yeah, I think for stylists behind the chair, burning out, it's the typical look at your demand. Do you need
and
to
then
increase
obviously
pricing?
that.
Do you need it? Like you said, though, like, do
To
you
tie it back to the beginning of your story,
Yeah.
like, I was burnt out. I cut out half of my clientele and only hold on, because there is a lot you could go in on this.
Yeah.
I think you need to be a certain point in your career. I don't think you need to just start off doing hair and be like, I'm not doing you, or you. Find your dream client within reason, but show up for your day and really, am I wanting to make this much money? Am I wanting to mentally feel stable at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I really think, and maybe this is a hot take, but I kind of think burnout's a little bit of a privilege. Like,
Yeah.
if you get to the point where you've burned out, you're doing
made it.
something right.
Yeah.
But now it's time to pivot.
Totally.
So if you have gotten to the point
it's almost
where
like
you've
everyone
built
needs
up,
to hit burnout.
Yeah.
I know they preach like
You kinda do,
prevent
yeah.
burnout. And I'm like, but wait, let's talk about the struggle that shaped us.
Exactly.
Like, this taught us
Exactly.
XYZ. I'm not going to throw out the burnout.
You're building
I'm
that
grateful
foundation.
for
And
it.
I think that's what I see, probably, again, hot take, where stylists coming into this industry, they see people when they have reaped the benefits of burnout
Mm-hmm.
and changed their life, and now they have this beautiful balance and they're making
they
great
wouldn't
money,
have
but
that
they want to come in
without-
doing that. So it's that career money on 2 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
and you just cannot get that momentum going. Not saying that's the case for everyone, because
Yeah.
there are definitely, the top 3% of this industry that have very unique stories that can do
Yeah.
that. But the majority of the stylists, it's a service-based industry. You will have to grind it out if you want to get to the point to where you can scale back and still make a lot of money
Yeah.
and have opportunities. But I really think there is a period of grinding.
Absolutely.
And then you reach that burnout and you go, okay, like,
Pivot.
light bulb on, pivot, be smart.
Now
And
I've
that's
seen-
the work hard
Yes.
to work smart
Yes.
situation.
Now I've seen what type of hair I enjoy doing, what I'm good at doing,
Yeah.
what type of client I love in my chair,
Yeah.
what personalities do best with mine, and then you get to do the fun part.
Yeah.
And then that was like the shift in my career where I was like, I haven't maybe met balance, but it feels like it.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm closer than I was before.
Totally.
And at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? Just trying to be a
Absolutely.
little bit better.
I love that. Okay, so let's bring it back a little bit with balance, right? I think the first core question is, be honest with yourself. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to be? Whatever
Are you in the
industry you're
world,
in.
or are you moving the world?
Yeah, are you I love that.
No,
are
but
you in the world,
seriously,
or are you
and
moving the
let's
world?
not make it a negative thing if you're just in
okay.
the world. We don't,
Not everyone can be a leader. Not
Yeah.
everyone can own a business.
Or wants to.
Right.
Yeah, we need both.
Right. And I think when you
couldn't have a commission salon if all these
No.
stylists wanted to be in your position.
Right. And that's
It wouldn't
that's
exist.
a great little nugget of advice for business owners, specifically commission salon owners, is you cannot fault them for not having your mindset
Exactly.
and your goals. Like, how far I want to
Mm-hmm.
take mine is not theirs. And sometimes it's hard for me to wrap my brain around
Yeah.
why they wouldn't want to work like me. But there's a reason for that, and that's okay.
Yes. And going back to why I'm so passionate about your personality test and like what makes you work the way you do or how you work. Like if you can understand other people's why, you're not going to have so many grudges and so much resentment of to why they're not like you.
Right.
I don't know.
So I think finding your why will sort of lead you to what balance you're looking for and need. Mm-hmm. You know, if you are looking to be a salon owner or an entrepreneur and product developer and whatever, the best mom, you're going to have different ways to balance that. You're going to maybe hire an assistant so you can do more behind the chair. You're going to maybe increase your pricing, drop down your days so you can be a better mom at home. You know, you have different avenues you're going to take depending on the why will lead you to your balance.
So our challenge is to find your why. No.
Not even your why, just who you want to be.
Yeah, our challenge is to be 100% real with yourself today. Mm-hmm. Are you in the world or are you moving the world? Simple as that.
Love that. So that is our opinion, the real part of balance and how we find it, and sometimes we don't.
And what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment below. Like this episode. Follow us.
Stay tuned for the next.
Can't wait.